It's road trip day across America, and you are our tour guide. Here is the premise for the program, America the Beautiful. If I were to get in my car today and call you up and say, hey, I'm coming over to your house tomorrow, and I want you to show me something beautiful about where you live, where would you take me? What would you point out in creation? And this goes for city dwellers as well as country folk like me. Call me now, answer that question, 877-548-3675. I'm coming over. Show me the beauty of the earth near you. Tell me about it. 877-548-3675. Straight ahead on the program, From the Heart, to the Heart, for the Heart, celebrating 250 years of America the Beautiful. And we thank our team behind the scenes, Ryan Conahay doing all things technical. Trish is our producer. Lisa's helping out. Josh will be answering your calls today. And since it's Friday, that's right, it's time for the fabulous Fabry Friday side. What's it do, Chris? I'll tell you. 1, we oxygenate your blood. 2, we get your endorphins going. 3, we raise your serotonin level. 4, we promote lymphatic drainage. 5, we stimulate your parasympathetic system. That's why we call it the 5 lung languages. We also stimulate your vagus nerve. We help you release acetylcholine. And don't you dare forget what it does to cortisol dissipation. Take in 4 seconds of air through your nose right now. Hold it 4 seconds. And then as you release that air through your mouth, push on the left side of your rib cage to get rid of all that bad carbon dioxide. Give a sigh today for the beauty of the earth which over and around us lies, for the purple mountains, the amber waves of grain, for soaring eagles and landlocked turkeys. Give a sigh for Lake Okoboji and Lake Okeechobee, for the Kissimmee River, for the Atlantic and the Pacific, which are not shining seas, they're oceans, but sea to shining sea just sounds better. Give a sigh for the Blue Ridge Mountains, the Shenandoah Valley, the San Fernando Valley, and Rudy Valley. Give a sigh for America the Beautiful, thine alabaster cities gleam, and don't forget the fruited plain. The fabulous Fabry Friday sigh is brought to you by Pilgrim Feet, who beat a thoroughfare for freedom across the wilderness. All rights reserved. Not that it wasn't there before the Pilgrim Feet went there, but you know what I'm talking about. So I have a full tank of gas. I have all the gas that I need to come to your house, and I want to see the beauty of America. What are you going to show me when I get there? Where are you going to take me? And I want to know, summer, we're in the middle of summer, so now's a good time to go to the beach and a lot of different places, the mountains as well. But also, I want to know what time of year, because if I were in West Virginia, it's the fall that I would say, oh, you got to come. The leaves in the fall, there's about a week and a half, 2 weeks that is just amazing. Call me now. I got a line open for you at 877-548-3675. On Facebook, I said, America the Beautiful. What beautiful site do you live near in America? And Tammy, a lot of you posted pictures, so thank you for doing that. The Cascades to my east, the Olympic Mountains to my west, Mount Rainier to my southeast, and the Salish Sea, the Puget Sound, in between them both. Oh, and orcas from time to time. And she's got this picture. You just see the lush green foliage, all the trees and the vibrant green growth there. And then the water and an orca whale sticking out right there. Oh, it's a wonderful thing. Deb says, near to Delaware Water Gap in New Jersey. When you're not there, we're in beautiful, rugged, rocky coast of Maine. And there are sandy beaches, too. So that's what Deb says and what Tammy says. I'm getting in my car. I'm going to go visit. Is it, I can't see if it's my eyes. It's Jane. Okay, thank you. Jane is in Park Forest, Illinois. Jane, what am I going to see when I get near Park Forest?
Oh, you're going to go to the forest preserves. You're going to see a river running underneath a bridge. You're going to be surrounded by shady trees, squirrels, birds chirping, and you're going to be walking a trail around this small lake.
How did you find this place?
I grew up in Park Forest.
Okay. That's a good reason. But here's the thing. Sometimes when you live close to something really beautiful and vibrant and pretty like that, you take it for granted. You don't hear the crickets or the frogs croaking at night, and you just kind of take it for granted. It sounds like you haven't done that.
That is very true. When I lived in Southern California, I could go to the beach every day if I wanted, but probably went 3 times a year. So
Yes.
I totally understand.
Yeah, exactly. But there's something about when you started describing that, you started the wildlife and the water and the trail and all of that, something inside you came alive. Why'd that happen?
It just takes me out of a stressful situation. I know I can hit the trail anytime, and it just takes me away from studying books and cooking, and it just takes me out of my normal everyday routine, and I get to hear God's creation.
Yes. So there is a sense of peace, of rest, of relaxation, something that is different, something that is real. I love these pictures that I'm seeing on Facebook, but the pictures aren't the real thing. I can imagine what it would feel like, there. What's the best time of year to go to the trails that you're talking about?
Right now, it is 89 degrees. It doesn't feel like it, but you go out on that trail and you would forget that it's hot out.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, it's so exciting. Thank you so much for calling here, Jane. God bless you, friend. So I went to Park Forest, Illinois. I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to come to where you live. I got a full tank of gas. I can drive anywhere in the contiguous United States. In fact, I can even drive to Hawaii if you want to call in my mind. 877-548-3675. Tell me about America the Beautiful. 250 years the United States of America is. It was around before then, of course. But we're looking for the beauty of the earth, the beauty around you. Something you say here might help somebody else to see the beauty around them. 877-548-3675. I want you to invite me to your house. I'm in Park Forest, Illinois. I'm driving west. I'm headed to Colorado. And then I want to come to where you live, and I want you to tell me something beautiful about where you live and explain that to me. I've got several lines still open at 877-548-3675. This is going to be good. So now I'm passing through Kansas. I'm into Colorado. I'm in Denver. Mark, where do you live in Colorado?
Paonia, south of Denver.
Okay, south of Denver. Okay, we're going to turn south. I'm getting close to Mark's house, and I want you to tell me what's the beautiful thing. There's a lot of beautiful things in Colorado. Where do you want to take me?
Oh, my goodness, there sure is. The thing that struck me and amazed me, and I just was stunned. It was the Black Canyon. Now I've seen the Grand Canyon, and that's great too. It's so wide, but the Black Canyon is narrow, and you get to the edge and you look straight down the cliff. It's like it goes right to the bottom, and there's a river down at the bottom. And I was just flabbergasted.
I love that word. Oh, you used a really good word, flabbergasted. That's it. It takes your breath away. It's like, wow, how in the world this is so... It makes you... Does it make you feel small to be on the edge and looking down?
No, but it was exciting. I mean, you're looking straight down. The cliffs are like right at your feet.
Yeah. And
there's a railing there, thank God, because oh my, I was just amazed at what God has created.
So, were you born in Colorado?
No, I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Moved to New York because I had a scholarship to Juilliard, but then I lived in New Jersey, and then my sister. My wife died, and then my sister invited. I wanted to be near family, and so my sister is in Paonia, Colorado. So she I'm renting a place from her in this beautiful area. I just love the mountains and the rivers and the wildlife.
It does something to the inside. Okay, so what did you study in Juilliard? What instrument?
I was studying dance, modern and ballet.
Really?
And I did a tour with the Jose Limon Dance Company, which is a modern company. But then I got saved, and all that went. I didn't want to do that anymore.
Really?
I finished Juilliard 4 years, and then I just wanted to serve the Lord. I went to every service I could.
But I bet there comes a moment when you're walking down the street and in the streets of Denver or wherever it is, and you start to have a skip in your step, and you remember some of those steps you did long ago. Am I right?
Yeah.
That is great. Mark, I'm glad to know you from Oklahoma to New York and now all the way to Colorado. I've just spent a little time with you here today at the back fence. There's Mark in Colorado. Now let's see, going back to Illinois. I should have gone to Cheryl's house before I went out to Colorado. It would take less time and less gas. But you know what? This is the theater of the mind. Cheryl, you are in Winchester, Illinois. Where's that?
That is south of Springfield.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, and Jacksonville is near us, and we live in the Winchester Whitehall area.
Okay. And if I'm coming to your house, and I'm just driving up the driveway now, where do you want to take me?
Okay, we're going to, my husband and I bought our home and this land back in 1978. I'm soon going to be 78 years old, so I don't walk like I used to, but here's what I used to do. I would go out the front door, I would go up the road to the highway, and then I would turn right and go across a levee, which was part of our land, and I would walk until I came to a creek, and then I would walk up the side of the creek and go up a hill, and we have 80-some acres of land over there. So I would walk through the trees. I would walk through the edges of the field. I had a prayer stump where I would stop and sit and pray. And it was just a beautiful experience for me. And then when we started having grandchildren, we started having Mimi Papa Camp. And we would take the children down to the creek to hunt for geodes. And they loved getting on the four-wheeler and going across the creek. It has been a joy to our family to just be able to get out in the timber. And you never know. I was walking through the timber one day, and 2 huge turkeys came down to visit. So you've got experience after experience besides the exercise and just the beauty all around you.
Okay, so 2 questions. Geode. What is a geode for those who don't know?
Well, it's a hard rock that when you bring it, it's good size, and when you bring it back to the house, you chip away at it, and you find these little gems and different colors in it, and then they can be part of your garden at your home, or some of the children took them home to put in their bedrooms. It was just such fun.
So much better than lightning bugs. As a kid, we get the ball jar out and punch the holes in the top of it, get the lightning bugs. But it's that, oxygen and sleep deprivation or whatever did them in. So I like geos better. The levee, though, I know what a levee. You drive the Chevy to the levee. But for the levee, was this a man-made levee that you walked across?
Well, it wasn't huge, but yes, it was a man-made levee that was between the field and the highway.
Okay.
And my husband used to keep it mowed, and we've sold that land down there now, a portion of it, and it's not mowed, so I couldn't get through it if I tried. But it was just a good path to have, because I'd just be walking along, and I knew where I was going, and I looked forward to that prayer stump. I looked forward to whatever I saw, because there was beauty all around me.
That's the second time you mentioned this prayer stump. There must be, that is really special. It's a holy place for you. And my guess is there were some things that were going on in your life that you kind of poured out at that prayer stump long ago and maybe not that long ago. Is that true?
That's so true. We have 4 children. They're all married. We have 14 grandchildren, and we have 13 grandchildren and 14 great-grandchildren.
Wow.
So this grandma's got a list, I'll tell you.
Hey, you can spend a whole week at that prayer stump and not run out of material. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And since I've gotten older, we have some timber to the right of our house that is up level with our house. And there's a prayer stump there. Well, actually, one of our sons made me a bench.
Did you?
And, yeah.
Well, okay, so I was talking with John Kessler yesterday, and he's turning 73, and here you are at 78, and he was talking about the struggle inside of, not feeling like he's kind of invisible. That is his life, the whole purpose and the whole idea of life and retirement and these years, he's struggling with that, and I was just really glad that he was honest with us. Do you feel any of that? It sounds like you have a lot of verve, vim, vigor.
Well, I have had such a blessed life, Chris, and I have so much to be grateful for. The Lord has saved me from a lot that could have been and put me on another path, and I cannot be any more grateful than I am. There's just such thanksgiving in me that it hasn't hit me yet, if I'm going to start dreading anything, but I don't know. I'm very blessed. I'm just so blessed because I wasn't raised under the best situation, and the Lord said, "Come on, girl, let's go." And it's just been a journey that I can't thank him enough.
Somebody needed to hear that today, Cheryl. I'm so glad that I pointed my car toward Winchester, and what you just said, you gave me an idea, and I could keep talking with you about it. You said, "The Lord saved me from a lot that could have been," and I just want to process that and choices that you made that. Mistakes that you made and what happened and what could have happened, or choices that you didn't make and you were kept from them. A lot that could have been, but isn't. And you're grateful for that. Thank you for sharing your prayer stump with us today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your program.
God bless you, friend. There's Cheryl in Winchester, Illinois, taking a road trip today. We've been a couple times to Illinois. We've gone to Colorado. It's time to go to Florida. And I mentioned I always want to say Kissimmee, and it's not. Say it again, Kissimmee. Kissimmee, yeah, Kissimmee. But Rosemary's in Fort Myers. Has nothing to do with Kissimmee. Hey, Rosemary, how are you today?
Hey, Chris, I am really good today. Thank you for asking. Oh, I enjoy your show so much.
Ah, well, aren't you kind? I'm glad you're here. What brought you to Fort Myers? How long have you lived in Fort Myers?
I've been in Fort Myers since 2010, and it's my early retirement.
Well, good for you. Do you like Fort Myers?
Oh, my gosh, I love it. And I love the sunshine. I love the city. It's getting a little bit busy. I'm on the Gulf side, so I came down here for more quiet than we actually have now, but it seems to be building up, but that's all right. We build with it.
Yeah, there you go. You got to deal with change. You got a lot of change going on. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I've pointed my car. I'm pulling up to your driveway there, the parking lot. Where do you want to take me?
Oh, back it out, Chris, because we're going to Sanibel Island.
I got it in reverse now. We're going to Sanibel. Okay, how far away is that from Fort Myers?
It's about 7 miles, but we'll go over a bridge that'll transform you. As you're going over that bridge, you have water on both sides naturally. Very often you'll see dolphins jumping, and it will just transform you to another world when you get on the other side of that bridge. Absolutely. And listen, you have to come with me because it's just my husband and myself, and he doesn't like the beach. And I don't want to be there alone, so you have to come with me. There's no choice.
Okay, so what are we going to take? Are you going to bring a picnic lunch, or do I need to bring that with me?
Well, yeah, we can do picnic. That's probably the best.
Yes.
Picnic, I'll pack it just like my mama used to. But that would be the best. But we'll pick up shells. It's a beach that has so many shells on it that you can't take a step or two without collecting something. And that part of it is wonderful, wonderful.
Where did you grow up, Rosemary?
I grew up in Boston.
Boston. Of course you did.
Yeah.
I heard that leaking through. I heard Boston leaking through there. Okay,
Yeah.
so did you know that Sanibel Island was this transformational place when you moved to Fort Myers?
I did not. I hadn't been there before. I had only been on the East Coast of Florida. And I took an early retirement, and I had a time in my life when I made some pretty bad choices. And like I said, I was alone, and I divorced, and I picked myself up, and I said, I need to take my retirement now because I need a new life. And I came down to here, to Florida, but not knowing that I couldn't have a new life by myself. I became a Christian through a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Alzheimer patient that I was taking care of him, and instead he took care of me.
Wow. Now that's a story. I got to call a timeout. I've heard about the prayer stump, and then you were ministering to an Alzheimer's patient, meaning like in-home care type of thing?
In-home care. So we had nothing to do but talk to each other while he was able to talk. And several key things he said to me. But Chris, he used to say to me, Jesus loves you. And I would say to him, Barry, I don't even think Jesus knows who I am anymore. And he'd say, yes, he does, and he loves you. But he used to go on a 6-mile walk every single day. And he would come home and say, I talked to Jesus about you. And I'm ashamed to say I mockingly said to him, really, and does Jesus talk back to you? And he just looked at me, Chris, and he said, he keeps telling me, don't give up on her. Don't give up on her. And it just has been so wonderful. And he since has passed, and I told him all along that he walked me to Christ and that I would walk him back to Christ one day. And I was fortunate enough to sit by his bedside and hold his hand and walk him right back to Christ, just the way he walked me to him. It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. And none of that could have happened if I didn't come down here.
And the transformation that you talked about, you're talking about Sanibel Island, but your life has been a transformation because of what Barry did. It's almost like Barry softened your heart toward the truth about God and his love and his mercy and his grace.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I would walk through my house. I was a Catholic believer at the time, but not practicing. And I would walk through my house and say, Jesus, I must know you're there because I'm talking to you. So in my heart of heart, I have to know that you're here. I have to know that you're listening to me because I'm talking to you. But that coming down, I mean, in getting back onto the Sanibel Beach, I had joined with taking care of Barry, I had joined a Celebrate Recovery person,
Group,
a
yeah.
Celebrate Recovery program, and my sponsor came from Sanibel Island. So that's how I got introduced to it. So it's been nothing but wonderful memories going over that bridge to Sanibel. It has been such a transformation for me with my sponsor and with the place. It's a magical place. It's magical.
You know what? I'm glad, Rosemary, I'm glad that you were honest with us about what you said to him when he said, Barry said, I'm talking to Jesus, and how you were kind of biting the response. Because there may be somebody who's listening today who's saying the same thing. And I don't think God talks to you. You could go ahead and talk to him. Does he really talk to you? Does he really care about me? And the answer to that is yes. And I'm glad that you were able to share your story, Rosemary. God bless you, friend. This is Chris Fabry live on Moody Radio. More straight ahead. So here's the premise for the program today, and there's still time for you to get in. We've got about 20 minutes left here. And the premise is I've got a full tank of gas. Or we could go with Ryan. Ryan and I could go in his electric car. We got enough electricity to get from where we are to where you are. If we were to drive over there and pull up in your driveway, where would you take us near you that shows America the beautiful, for the beauty of the earth? What would you want to show us? And I was thinking about this. People came from miles around, states away, to our little town where I grew up in West Virginia, because there was this famous glass blowing place near us. It's a few miles away, Blanco. Anybody ever heard of Blanco glass? I grew up with Blanco glass right in the backyard, and I had no idea. And I see people all over the country who say, oh yeah, we've got this and that and the other thing from Blanco glass. And that's not, it's a business, and the glass blowing, and you can watch them do that. So that might be, I'd probably take you to the covered bridge over the Mud River, because that had a big impact on my life. Larry says, I grew up near here, and he has a picture of it. My mom's family came in 1885. I lived on some of the original property from my birth to around 23. I lived about 20 minutes away. It's near Sedona, Arizona, and he has a family photo. This is amazing, from around 1891. So go to our Facebook page if you want to see what that's all about from Larry. But call me. Tell me, where do you want to take me? 877-548-3675. Let's talk with Tenley in Naples, Florida. I've been to Naples. That's the place where they have the little gnats, the no-see-ums, that come out in the evening. Right, Tenley?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do. And you don't see them, but they can wreak havoc on you. I would not want to show you those, Chris.
Well, we'll go at a different time of the day before they come out, right?
Right.
Where you want to take
me? You came here, I want to take you down to the city of Naples, which is very interesting. A lot of wealth there, but that's not the beauty part. There's a warehouse that used to be a fishery warehouse, and they've turned it into a little place called 10 City, and lots of cute little shops in there, and one Christian shop that I just love to go to. But then they have what they call Pure Naples, and it is a little cruise that takes you out and through the bay, shows you a lot of wealthy people's homes, but then they take you right out to the edge of the Gulf, and you sit there and watch the sunset. And there hasn't been a time that I have not been out there that dolphins haven't followed the boat, in the wake, and it's just so beautiful. And then I always take them to the Everglades, because that is just, if you've never seen the Everglades, it's amazing. It's flat land. It looks like tall grass, but it's not. It's water. And you can get on airboats and go through the mangrove tunnels. Like there's trees growing that kind of make tunnels, and they take you on these airboats, and you see all kinds of wildlife, alligators particularly. But it's just you could possibly see a bear or a cougar, a panther, I should say. But those aren't as readily available. But they're here. A lot of people do see them, not so much me. But the beaches are just beautiful too. It's just white sand, gorgeous beaches, and the water is clear. You can see down, to your feet sometimes, not always, but a lot of times. And it's just a very beautiful area.
Okay,
Green
tell me
all year. I love it.
I want you to tell me what happens then when you go out there and the dolphins are swimming and the sun goes down. Because here in Arizona, we have just gorgeous sunsets. It's every day. It's like, how in the world? And the creativity of God and all of the colors that you see, that coming through. But I want you to tell me what happens when you're on that boat and you see that water and then you see the sun sinking down there. What goes on inside of you when you see that?
It's actually pretty amazing. You're sitting out there, and it goes fast. It really does. Everybody tries to look for the green flash, which I've never seen, but they tell me it's a real thing. But you just see water, and it's just as flat as it can be. It's as far as your eye can see, and then the horizon. And on a clear day, when the sun is setting, it goes from bright yellow, and then it dips down and goes orange, and then a little further down, it's red, and then a deep red, as it sinks below the horizon. But once it starts sinking below the horizon, that goes really fast. It's like, whoa, you didn't, it takes a long time for the sun to move through the sky. But when you see it setting, it goes very fast.
Yes. I've had the same thing happen. There's a mountain near us, and when this moon, about this time of year, it happened a couple of weeks ago, when the moon comes up over this mountain, it is just this huge thing because it's right near the horizon. I know there's some scientific explanation for that, but it's just huge. And then 2 minutes later, it's not. It rises up and it becomes the normal size that it is. But when it's right there, it's like you're calling people to come out. It's like, oh, you missed it. You were feeding the dog or doing whatever. But it's like if you capture it, it captures you. That's what I hear you say. You're captured by that sunset, by the colors, by what it and your response to it. That's gold.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Come on.
I'm coming. I'll see
you here tomorrow.
Okay. I got the gas in the car. We'll get down there. God bless you, Tenley. Thank you.
Right now I'm sitting you're welcome. Have a good day, Chris.
Right now you're sitting where?
I'm in a parking lot of a church because there is a hellacious storm going through right now. And they told me not to even drive because there will be hail coming shortly. So we have really good storms too, if you like that sort of thing.
I love it. I love it because this is the time of monsoons where I live. And, there's a lot of flooding and everything, but the clouds that come through, and it's about like same time every day, you see this wispy little cloud coming over the horizon, and then you see bigger clouds, and then it gets all dark and comes, and it's so foreboding. And then the wind whips up. Yeah, no, I like storms. I don't like the hurricanes, and I'm sure you don't either, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But, well, here comes the hail. Okay, Chris, you have a wonderful day. I'm going to ride this out in the car here in the parking lot.
God bless you, friend. Thank you for calling in here today. See, we drove into a hailstorm. Look at that. We went from Sedona, Arizona, where Larry is, down to Naples, Florida. And I kind of like to go to those shops that she was talking about as well. That sounds like a lot of fun. We've got monsoons, we got hail, we've got Sanibel Island. How about, we haven't heard from anybody in the land of no left turn, Holland, Michigan. I thought we'd get somebody from Holland, Michigan who would call us here today. And if you've ever been to Holland, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You cannot make a left turn. I'm still making right turns there to try to get home. Okay, one segment left, and I got a couple of folks online. Let me take our last break, and we'll continue here at the Radio Backyard Fence. Oh, and by the way, have you heard about what our thank you is this month? We are going back 100 years. We have a pictorial history of what has happened, what God has done in and through Moody Radio. Find out more about it at chrisfabrylive.org. Before we get back to the program, a quick note for you. This segment includes a song that we can't play for copyright restrictions. Sorry about that, and thank you for understanding. So each month, I get to choose something to send to you if you give a gift to Chris Fabry Live, or if you give each month, you get access to this. And this month, since it is the 100th anniversary on July 28th of the beginning of Moody Radio, that's right, July 28, 1926, we are giving away the brand new book. It just came out 3 days ago. This is Moody Radio, 100 Years Proclaiming the Gospel by Kevin Mungans and Phil Shepard. And they were with us last week talking about all of the history that comes along. And you may be a relatively new listener to Moody Radio. You've just been listening in the last year or 2 or 10. This goes all the way back to 1926. And you see what we talk about. When I say we can't do what we do without you, listeners through the years have supported Moody Radio, and that's what we're asking you to do now. And I want to send you a copy of this. We stand on the shoulders. I just opened this book and my heart enlivens because I see Walter Carlson and I see there's Ruth Dinwiddie and there's Chuck Wagner and Mike Kellogg and other names that you've heard and some that you haven't. Radio Pastor Donald Cole. There's a picture of Pastor Cole and me together in the same studio. So I want to send this to you as our thank you. It is, be as generous as you can. I'll just say it that. We have been saying that, and you have been. So thank you for your support. 866-95-FABRY is the number, 866-953-2279. Give a gift of any size. We'll send it to you. Or you can go to chrisfabrylive.org. Scroll down. You'll see the book right there. This is Moody Radio, chrisfabrylive.org. So let's go from Naples all the way up north to New Hampshire, Bethlehem. Mindy is on the line. Mindy, how you doing today?
Good, Chris. How are you?
Doing great. I'm just really enjoying all these different places around the country. Where do you want to take me?
Well, you're headed up to the White Mountains of New Hampshire. And by the way, you and I have spoken before. When I first moved back, I was born and raised in Lancaster, New Hampshire, 45 minutes from the Canadian border, which is all considered part of the White Mountains in the North Country in New Hampshire. And we have the tallest peak, which is Mount Washington, 1,288 feet. And we have the record for the worst weather on a mountaintop. Yeah, that's hard to believe, right? The highest winds. I guess maybe they haven't recorded the winds, K2 or those other ones, but here in America, here in North America, we actually hold the worst weather record.
Wow.
But it's absolutely gorgeous. At the end of COVID, we first moved back, 3 sisters. I spoke to you on the phone on Father's Day, a tribute to our dad who is not doing well. And he has since passed. Oh. But we all came back. All 3 children, girls, moved back, and we got to spend those last 4 years with him. And being with him and driving him around to his favorite places here in the North Country. So I think the first thing we would do is take you up the Cog Railway, which was the oldest and first built cog railroad in the world, not just here in the U.S., in the world.
Wow.
And it's still running today. And it went from coal to steam to gas, but we still have the coal engines.
Just like Petticoat Junction, right?
Yes. Oh, it's much steeper, but yes. have to click, click, click the whole way.
Well,
And,
about your dad though, you and your sisters are never going to regret those years, those days that you had with him, right?
No, they are in fact the best. Everything was sweeter and kinder, and in fact, in that time, my younger sister came to Christ.
Really?
Yeah, and we're still waiting on my older sister. But our family had been estranged, and we were completely reconciled. And so the story of God's love is very great in our family. And
like Rosemary was saying, that Barry, who had Alzheimer's and was telling her about Jesus, Barry said that God kept telling her not to give up, to keep praying. Yeah. And I'll say the same thing to you. Don't give up. You don't know how far away or how close or what is going to draw her to the heart of God and soften her toward the heart of God, right?
That's true, because my dad actually came to Christ with me before he died.
Really?
And he was a devout Catholic. Yep. So, but he called this God's country every time we went out for a ride. And the summers are perfect. They are like something out of Romeo and Juliet. Just brilliant green and gorgeous winds, just firs and beautiful small lakes that you can get out on in kayak. So I would take you kayaking so we could go watch the loons and their loonettes. And we would take you to the town circle for the Wednesday concert when the old timers get together and play their old time songs, and then the younger generations come forward and sing, and all the town comes out, and the food trucks are there, and people grill out, and old cars are there, and everybody knows everybody who knows everybody. Yes. The dogs, the children, and that's what our towns are like. It's still the old New England where our buildings are.
Okay, you mentioned something that I wanted to get to before we got to the end of the program here today, and that is I saw the World Cup was going on, FIFA, soccer, the big, and there was a fellow from Germany who was interviewed, and his English was a lot better than my German is, but it was still, he was struggling to find the words. But even more than that, he was struggling to get over the emotion because they asked him, what do you think of America, basically? And he apologized. I'm sorry. Because he said, I've seen all the news reports about, shootings and the violence and all of this. This is all that we heard, and I get here. And the people are so welcoming. And he was in Boston. He was in Boston. And he didn't have a ride, and some stranger comes up, we'll give you a ride back, hop in the car. And he just broke down saying, these people are so kind, and I didn't expect that. And I wanted to say all the beauty of the earth, all the beauty that we see around us in America is a wonderful thing, but the real beauty, and we've heard it today in different ways from different people, is the people. The real beauty is God's creation. You and me, let's be that today.